let's settle in for the main event, aimed at kids or anything like that, but I just thought I'd have that up there just in case. So we're now going to look at what is Shincheonji Church of Jesus, right? And the cult. Now, let me try to get to the right video at the right time. So there's two videos here, and these and they're like two-parters, and that's why I said it's going to be like it's going to be a long one. But this is what it's classed as a cult, as a sect already. Now, before we go into it, let's find out a little bit about who they are. And sorry about this, I still haven't got a way to get that out. So, Shincheonji Church of Jesus, new religious movements, right? And it's classed as a sect. Now, the the Shin Church of Jesus, officially named the Shin Church of Jesus, the Temple of the Tabernacle of Testimony. So we'll just call it SCJ. Was founded in March 14, 1984 by Lee Min-hee in South Korea. The name Shincheonji translates to New Heaven and New Earth. Okay. Reflecting the church's focus on biblical end-time prophecies, especially those in the book of Revelation. Right? So not really on the books of the Bible, but of Jesus or anything like that, but the end book, which talks about the end of the world, about the beasts, about the revelation of the beast, the number of the beast, 666, about the harlot, it was like Jezebel, about the nine heads or 5 states, and and the beast that comes out of the sea, all that. Okay, so really, right there, it kind of makes you think about the end of the world. This seems to be the most important thing, right, to these people. Not about, that's why the whole new earth, new heaven. If right away, that's kind of my ears go, or my brain goes. So you're really concerned about the afterlife and not about what we're doing here in this life. That's kind of be suspicious straight away. So SCG posits itself as embodiment of the kingdom of God on earth, as prophesied in the Bible, and asserts that its founder, Lee Min-hee, is the only person capable. See, that is like a number one warning signal that it's a cult and a sect. How do I know? Because the Bible itself says, when someone comes up and tells you that such and such, don't believe them. Paul, right, writes a letter, goes, hey, if somebody comes up and goes, there's Jesus, there's Jesus, there's Jesus, don't believe it. There's only one Jesus. There's only, one way to God, through Jesus. So, I mean, I'm saying this like as if you're trying to understand the Christian, Judeo-Christian belief system, right? There's one Messiah in Christianity, and it's Jesus, Son of God. He's the way to God. And these guys are saying, mainly he is the way to God, right? He's an embodiment. He's the only person capable of correctly interpreting the prophetic text of the Bible. So that means it's a freaking cult right there, because like anytime somebody says, I am the way, apart from Jesus, it's a cult and a sect. Because if you're basing your belief system on this book called the Bible, And then you're saying, well, actually, I'm the way. I am the one who can interpret this for you. Don't listen to them, because the first thing is this: the Bible is written in so many languages that you can read for yourself. Seriously, you can pick up a Bible in your language, whatever language you speak or read in. Because the reason for that is that way back at the start, when the church the Catholic Church controlled the Bible, they were able to tell you whatever the hell was in there without you knowing what the hell's in there. And so therefore they could say, well, you got to pay for this to get out of limbo. And they go, oh yeah, okay. Except it doesn't have a place there. Right? So they would make up their own rules, right, to get money out of you, right? Oh, if you go and do this, then you'll get out of this. Right? Oh, this is how you get into heaven. However, I encourage you people, if you are looking towards salvation or looking towards religion, especially in any religion, the best thing to do is read the book in your own language. All right? Read it in your own language so you understand. All right? Because why would you read in a language you don't understand? Also, why would you take anybody else's word for it if the book's already there? Right? Why would you look for somebody else's interpretation of it? The idea that somebody can interpret what you can read in your own language as the as the final say on what it is, it seems weird to me, because like it's written in English, and the simple thing is like there's no Jesus himself goes, the only way to the Father is through me. And I'm not religious, right? But I know this because I was brought up and I read the book, right? And so I know all those things because of having studied it, spent about a year in college learning it, right? Going to like multiple, TED Talk events, like, and events on it. What else? Listen to them on tape, on video. So I even as my simple brain, because like nobody, why would you, look towards someone to interpret something that's written in your own language when the person in that, in that the person who's basing his own belief system on that book, and then tells you that I am the way, and the book tells you that there's no other way except through Jesus, and you got all these idiots who are now going around saying that they are the way, and don't read the book, because then it'll prove that I'm not the way, right? Lee Man He ain't the way, right? So that's how you can tell a cult easy, right? Like what are they preaching, right? That's why people can go, well, that's a cult, because there's a leader who tells you that don't read the book because I know the book. You don't need to read it for yourself. And I always say, like, that's why even when we do this channel, like speak on this channel, go look into it yourself. Here's the link, here's the thing, go check it out. The rest of it, go check out the channel, because I am not the fulfillment of the freaking subject that I'm talking about, because I have a little brain and I can only hold on to so much knowledge, right? I remember like there's so much of my knowledge that I had is gone because of head injuries I've had over the years. Like memory's just gone. And I've mentioned this before, how like I didn't remember doing comics for like 4 or 5 years because it was just gone. And yeah, it kind of like sucked, right? So yeah, that's, we're gonna be looking at videos as well, just not text, but like here you go. So this is the other thing, like now they're going into like the other thing of this is now it's based on Mormonism, which is basically a cult as well, right? Seen as a sect, as like an offspring of the Christianity, right? So you guys can look into how Mormons run their thing, and the legitimacy of that as well, right? But so this is why I can say it comes from Mormonism. So it's like an offshoot of Christianity, which is an offshoot that has become now Mormonism. Now it's this one. So it's 3 doors down, man, from the original, right? So why would you want 3 doors down? Why not just go to the original? Like, who's your daddy? You know? So it goes here. Let me go bring it in close so we can have a look at better. So it goes. The church's structure comprises 12 tribes, each named after one of Jesus' apostles. Okay, representing the formation of new spiritual Israel. Whenever they do that, that's the second. Like, these guys are like really showing you exactly how much of a cult this thing is, right? First 12 tribes, then they want to go Israel, because now it becomes fanatical, right? It's like we are the new Israel, right? We're the spiritual Israel. Then this structure goes, because Israel is Israel, Jews are Jews. Christianity is a religion based on the Judeo-Christian religion promise of a Messiah, which in Christianity is the fulfillment through Jesus, right? And with John the Baptist saying, "This is the man." Right? Even John himself didn't say, "I am the man." Right? He says, "I'm just a guy who's coming before the man." Right? This is the man. I almost feel like a preacher saying it. Why am I talking about Christianity this way? We're talking about religion here. We're talking about cults here, right? So this structure underscores its belief that its members are among the 144 sealed servants of God, as mentioned in the book of Revelation. So it's an end-time cult, right? Basically, they are the promised ones who will go into heaven alone. So anybody else outside of that, you shit out of luck, mate. Right? And I think it's a Jehovah's Witnesses do this as well, and the Mormons as well. So that's why we people, basically you're a cult, right? Because Jesus said, "Whoever wants to come to me can come to me. Whoever wants to go to heaven can go to heaven." Go and change your, what is it like? Come to the Father, ask for forgiveness. Now go and change and do no more. Right? Don't do the same. Don't sin no more. That's the word. It goes, ask forgiveness for your sins and sin no more. Change your life. Be a better man. Right? Just got reminded of that. I was watching a trailer for the Robbie Williams new movie, Better Man, where he's actually, let me show you, where he actually is a monkey, right? They did him as a monkey, and instead of like him, it's his life story, right? Robbie Williams, right? So this is it here. So it's got some high marks, right? It's like, it's got some pretty, like 7. It's pretty cool. Like, I think it was 7.3 or something, like 7.8. Yeah, 7.6. Like, this is really, really cool. Like, I actually want to watch this. And I'm not, and I don't, man, right?
I'm Robbie Williams. I'm one of the biggest pop stars in the world. This is my story, but I'm not telling it in an ordinary way, because I don't see myself how others see me.
Next up, your ass is mine!
To be honest, I've always less evolved. I don't wanna rock, so let's take it from the top, shall we?
I sit and wait.
My dad was well enamored by the stars of the day.
You can't learn it. You
don't want to be a nobody.
I was like, it's such a cool concept to make a like I make a biopic interesting, right? Going that extra mile and having Robbie's voice there and everything and all that, but now he's like this, instead of being a human, he's portrayed as a monkey. And I was watching this little clip about that, about how they decided to I think it was this one here where he talks about wait, what? Why is that age restricted? Weird. Okay.
Hi, that's not your fault. You soon will. I'm here with the director and writer of my new movie, Better Man, the incredible Mr. Michael Gracie. So,
Do you see yourself in your own words? Immediately thought portraying you not as we see you, but as how you see yourself. It immediately clicked in a way that I was like, with your voice and that monkey, I am going to see you and relate to you in a way that is going to be more engaging than yet another musical biopic.
My name is Robbie Williams, and for the next 2 hours, your ass is mine!
Man, I'm really looking forward to that. Like, I'm not a fan of Robbie Williams or anything, but here's the thing. One of my friends actually went to school with him in England, right? And she used to tell me about it when he wasn't Robbie Williams. He was in the group. Was it like New Direction or something like that? Can't remember the name of the. That's how much little I know about him. But I know more of him than I know of the group he was in, right? Now, back to our program. So this structure underscores his belief that its members are among the 144,000 sealed servants of God, as mentioned in the book of Revelation. Recruitment into SCJ often begins with Bible study courses offered through its Zion Christian Mission Center, which are represented as essential for salvation and understanding divine secrets. That's another cult thing. Secrets, right? It's secrets are destructive, right? And cults love secrets because in secrecy you can do whatever you want, right? You can hide whatever you're doing and you say, oh, that's just normal. That's why we have a lot of creepy stuff happen in cults. Children get abused, women get abused, you have multiple wives or relationships. As the leader, you are the divine being. This is why, my first run-in with these guys wasn't passing. Like I said, they came to the door and I was like, what's with the red, as you'll see, red ties and clean. Anytime I kind of see like the people very well dressed in pairs, I get suspicious straight away, walking around casually door to door, right? I really do. My antenna goes, okay, you should just like ignore and move on. So when they came to the door and knocked, I went, sorry, I'm good. Carry on. Politely, not like, because of course they are human, right? But I didn't know they were them. I didn't know they were these guys, like SCJ, right? I didn't know they were them. But like I said, said, these are the three, like these guys really laid it out, right? Because I'm sure, new religious movements, they understand how cults work, right? Hey, we're about the end times. Also, Lee Man-hee is like the one that he knows all the secrets. Nobody else knows it. He's the one who interprets everything. Just read the Bible. Make up your own mind. Right? And then also, it's with the spiritual Israel. Yeah. Okay, sure, mate. Oh, and also only our members get into heaven. Oh, okay, sure, mate. Thank you. So, is the number made up yet? Have you got 144,000? Okay, so doors are closed now, right? So why are you out here trying to get more people involved? Yeah. Oh, and also, of course, the divine secrets. So there's your 3, right? Or is it 4? 3. Anyway. Now, controversy surrounds CJ largely due to its recruitment practices, which include members infiltrating other churches to secretly convert their followers. That is creepy shit. That is creepy. So, say somebody's new and is learning, and then these guys creep in and go, oh, we have the answers over here. That is creepy, right? And I think that is like that has got to be the creepiest stuff. It's like basically like because it's really, I guess because I have a background in religion, right? Say someone's come to learn about something, they've read something in the Bible and they go, I don't understand this, and you go, okay, well, here's a couple of things you can look at to understand. And while you're doing that, some other creepy goes, no, we have the answer, right? We have the secret. We have the divine knowledge. Our leader is the only way to God. And they go, oh, really? Yeah. And then next thing you know, you're part of a cult doing the same thing to other people. But hey, only 144,000 can get in. So this, coupled with the church's secretive operations and the authoritative control exercised by Lee Man-hee, has led to accusations of it being a cult. I don't think it's an accusation. I think it's a cult already, from what I've just read, right? Such practice have a strained relationship with mainstream Christian communities and governments alike. And we're going to find that out soon. Additionally, the church's teachings, which notably deny the Trinity, are core. Like I said, it's a cult, right? So, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, that's the Holy Trinity of Christianity, right? That is a core of Christianity, right? God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. If you deny that, and I'm not a Christian, and I'm not religious, even that, if you deny that, then you're a cult. Your religion is not based on the Bible. You have made up your own shit, and therefore stop saying yourself as a Christian thing. A lot of people I've watched online as well, who adorn themselves with this blanket of I'm a Christian. And then the other thing I like to say is by their fruits you should know them, right? Because that's what the Bible says. Their actions speak louder than their words. They can say I'm Jesus, or I'm Christian, or I go to this, I do this and I do that. But really, show me by your actions, right? I'm a writer. Well, where's your book? Are you published yet? I'm an artist. Where's your artwork? Have you sold any? Are people actually help? I do this and I do that. Well, where is it? I'm a filmmaker. Well, where's your films you made? Right. Oh, I'm a designer. Well, where's the thing that you designed? Show me. Right. By their fruits. I know it sounds religious, but it's basically what have you done, man? show me your physical embodiment of what you're saying. So yeah. Right, so then it gets like a bit dangerous. So like, here's the thing, right? If you're saying only 144,000 people can get into heaven, why the hell have you got 313,000 in 2020? Half those people aren't getting in. So why the hell are you trying to recruit more? Are you not satisfied? Or is it that like you haven't got enough money? Because cults are always about money and positions. And of course about sex, right? Money, property, sex is usually where cults go down to, and that's why people, especially when there's one person. You've seen it. You guys have known enough stories about cults that have gone wrong, that have become notable, and it's always between the three things: give up all your possessions, or sell them and give it to the church. But I shouldn't even call it church. Give it to the cult, right? Also, the other thing, distance yourself from your family, because they will tell you what's exactly going on, what they've learned, and you don't want, and your leader doesn't want you to know that there's other information about him out there that could be dangerous for you, to get out about him, and to you as a new person joining the church, the cult. And so they need you away from them, right? They always like, and that's why I like secret. That's why I say about the whole secret thing. Like, you don't want to be like, families, because like families should be the structure. And I know not all families are good, right? And not all relationships are good in families. But there is also that part where I've seen cult leaders, cult people turn up to my friend's place and try to like, hey, we're going to go do some stuff, and they'll come. We'll come to pick you up. And he's like, no, no, you have to come with us. Like, I didn't arrange for you to come to pick me up. Yeah, but we're here to pick you up. It's like, dude, I've got other stuff going on. It's like, my friends are here. We're playing this. Like, yeah, but you're coming. And then I was like, sorry, dude, we gotta go. I gotta go. I'm like, this is like in the 90s when I was living up in Auckland, right, as a teenager, in my late teens, and like I watched this, and I was like, this is creepy as. Guys turn up in their freaking van, and like there's people in there that don't look happy. Seriously, that's the first thing I noticed. They're like, they look suspicious and they don't look happy. And then I was saying to my mate, I was saying, well, why are they here? It's like, because they popped up a couple of weeks ago, and I was looking into what they're doing, and I was thinking about like going along, and I didn't realize they were coming up today. Well, that's tell them to go away. So no. Well, they drove all this. Like, well, what's that got to do with you? It's their fault they drove up. They didn't tell you they're coming up. Yeah. It's just, yeah, that's, and they like to separate you from your connections, right? Your friends and your family. So yeah, internationally, SCJ has expanded with congregations worldwide, engaging community service and large-scale events to promote its theology. However, the church faced global scrutiny when a significant COVID-19 outbreak in South Korea was linked to its members in Daegu, leading to increased public and governmental scrutiny. Let's have a look at that. Actually, you should go there. And what was the outbreak, and what was because I heard about it. That's the thing. Like back, I remember seeing it, seeing a news thing about it. Let's see, is this it? Let me see. I'm just checking that. Yeah, so it's English. I was just checking if it was English or not. So, hey, Shifter. I'm part of the things that basically. All right, so this was like a huge problem for Korea. Like, it was like international news, by the way, at the time. So let's go back a bit, and this is.
The city of Daegu was the epicenter of the COVID-19 outbreak in Korea. Initial hateful and discriminatory remarks in Daegu's citizen address have gradually turned into messages of solidarity and cooperation. And here's more how Daegu citizens were able to overcome the crisis.
After a case of COVID-19 was confirmed in the city of Daegu on February 18th, hundreds of new cases were detected daily. The explosion of coronavirus cases in the city prompted some to dub the virus Daegu pneumonia, and the internet was full of hateful and discriminatory remarks in Daegu citizens' address. Even politicians demanded that Daegu be placed under lockdown.
최대한의 봉쇄 정책을 시행, 확산을 조속히 차단하기로 하였습니다.
Suggestions.
대구에서 코로나가 발원지인.
So guys, because Daegu was the epicenter of COVID-19, there was rumors that you could contract the virus just by visiting the city.
것처럼 대구만 가면 또 코로나가 걸릴 것 같다라는 그런 도시괴담처럼 그런 이야기가 많아서.
However, most of the people did not turn away from Daegu. The hashtag phrase "Stay Strong Daegu" went viral on social media, offering solace and support to the citizens of Daegu. Charity fund.
So, yeah, so there was a charity fund set up for about surpassed 80 billion. What was it like? Hold on, let me find out how much 80 billion Korean in dollars. How much is 80 billion Korean to USD? So, analyzing. Hold on. I think I've run out of all my free chat GPT thing. All right, let's see. How much is 80 billion Korean to USD? Here we go. So 1 billion South Korean wants to $80, 80 US dollars is, oh yeah, so it was about $700,000, just under $700,000 was set up. So it's quite a lot of money. That's around about over 1.2 million New Zealand, maybe around $1 million New Zealand.
Funds and humanitarian aid sent to the city surpassed $2 billion. Concerns about a possible collapse of the city's healthcare system turned out to be groundless. Some 170 ambulances, or 10% of all ambulances in the nation, flocked to Daegu, while more than 2,000 medical professionals volunteered to treat COVID-19 patients in the city.
She goes, I hesitated at first, one of the volunteers says, but I decided to go there after discussing it with my family, as there were a few volunteers.
Daegu has been able to beat the outbreak thanks to the support and encouragement pouring in from across the nation.
And Dr. Wu, professor at the University of Kwangpok National University Hospital, yes, it made me realize that Korea is a truly advanced country. We've been coping with the crisis well. It's very rewarding.
그런 생각까지 들 만큼 이번 일을 잘 이겨내고 있다고 생각했어요. 굉장히 보람이 있고.
The mature civic consciousness of the Korean public has changed hatred and discrimination to solidarity and cooperation, and continues to play a crucial role in the nation's fight against the virus.
Okay, so how did the cult play its role in that, right? Because the cult, yeah, yeah, the outbreak was linked to its members. So, like, the outbreak linked to cult members. I think that's what it was. Here we go. Now, so the major outbreak was this cult. So, new coronavirus cases in Daegu, because that's why I want to show you the Daegu case first, so you knew, Daegu. South Korea are being linked to a controversial cult. Many of those affected, this is the video, and they only got text. Many of those affected by the virus are members of the SCJ, Shincheonji Church of Jesus. Basically, it's a cult. It's not even based on Christianity. It's like an offshoot of an offshoot of an offshoot, as we just mentioned. So, guys, among the new 36 patients, 35 of them are found in Daegu and northern Gyeongsang area.
16명 중 35명은 대구 경북 지역에서 확인되었으며
And the remaining one case was confirmed in Seoul.
한 명은 서울 지역에서 확인되었습니다.
28 of the 35 new cases went to church services attended by a confirmed virus patient. So the southern cities of Daegu and Cheondo had been declared special care areas. Health officials are stepping up measures after confirmed cases in the country top 200. The church says the church says it's closed 74 branches, asking asking their followers to watch services on YouTube. All right, so that's didn't really give us what I wanted. I mean, like, gave us, enough, but like, this is the background of this church, right? Like, and the controversy around that.
The
Here we go.
religious sect Shincheonji is at the heart of South Korea's COVID-19 outbreak, particularly in Daegu. More than half of the nation's confirmed cases are found to be linked to its members. To learn more, we turn to our
away from one another. The room is packed full of people, fervently clapping and praying. They are members of Sect. Korea has been closely linked to this religious group. A former member says the nature of its religious ceremonies exposes
members of Shincheonji every sentence from the pastor. It is the best environment for the virus to spread.
Not only that, but the culture within the sect is making it harder to track those who could be infected.
Don't know if it is Shincheonji or not.
One of the Shincheonji members even hid herself from the family.
Many Shincheonji members are infected these.
Did I not say they like to separate family members? Like, to check. Like, here's the thing, right? one of the things you notice most is like when somebody becomes a Christian or some other religion, they like to tell people. Excuse me. However, this group didn't even know, mother didn't even know the child had joined it because like they're so secretive. That's why I say like anything that's like is done in the dark, like they talk about like whatever's in the dark will be exposed by the light. That's one of the things in Christianity, right? Like you can't hide secrets and stuff. It's like expose your sin and like ask for forgiveness for them, and then you can walk and be changed and then don't go into no more, right? Yeah, I was like this, and this is what my terrible life was like. This is what I used to be, a terrible person, and now I'm not going to do that anymore, right? Now I've found God or whatever, I found Jesus, and now I'm going to do it. That's Christianity. This is a cult.
My daughter is also a member, but I do not know where she is, so I'm very worried.
Such ceremonial practices goes directly against Korean Medical Association guidelines. KMA has advised the public to maintain a distance of 2 meters away from others, stay away from those who are sick, and to wear a mask in crowded public places. Calling 1339 as soon as any suspicions grow was also suggested. However, all of these guidelines were ignored. As a result, it has turned Shincheonji members into vehicles that have rapidly the virus to the general public. Recently, after initially rejecting numerous requests from the government, the Shincheonji Church of Jesus submitted its full list of members. The task at hand for health authorities now is to track down members who are yet to be tested.
So, I am going to do like a whole, there's a planned, a planned live stream on coming up soon. I need more, gather some more information, called the weaponization of COVID as well. But this one here is very different, right? And so it doesn't fall under the weaponization of COVID. It just falls into like, hey, this is what we need to happen so that you're not like, follow the rules so that you don't transmit to others. We just put on a mask, and don't be so freaking close to each other. My friend, like, talk about like long COVID, right? Went to a concert recently, just a couple of months ago, right? A couple of weeks ago. Yeah, caught COVID. Because it's a crowd. Like one person probably had it on, breathed it on him, or, because it's everybody's yelling and the freaking thing, so spit comes out. And next thing you know, he's sick for weeks. And then also, I remember not having COVID and going in 2022, going to run an event in Auckland, and I come home, on the way home, I'm sick, all right, from it. And just, yeah. So, there is that. There's the whole load, everybody's going to get sick sometime. And if if you've been through it before, you know what it is, so you prepare for it. Like, try to stay healthy. But these guys were totally breaking the rules and ignoring just common sense, right? And that sort of made them become exposed them, like their secrets got exposed, like how their behavior, which is kind of I just think anything that religion should be open, religious beliefs should be open to scrutiny. It's my 100% belief, right? And if you're going to call yourself a Christian, you should live by the Christian tenets, right? And not just be out here drifting up that Christian conservative ideals. I've seen some big people, out here especially in the comic scene, do it. Right? I'm a Christian, this and that, and I'm conservative. Behavior. It's all about behavior. Watching people behave a certain way. Before give enough rope to a person, you'll see that they'll hang themselves with their actions, right? And what they say doesn't line up with what they do. Even sometimes what they say lines up with who they are, really, to be honest. Okay, so so there's not much left on this before we go into the videos. All right. Internationally, Oh yeah, we've read that one. Despite these challenges, Shincheonji claims a growing membership, which was reported by Korean government to be around 313 and 317,320 members in 2020. So now it's growing because now it's over here in New Zealand and in South Pacific since that time. The church leverages both online and in-person seminars to broaden its reach, promoting a message of peace and global harmony, though these claims are met with skepticism by critics. Seriously, like I said, if you're saying one thing and doing another thing, secrets, that should be a warning to anybody. Now, SCJ's confrontations extend beyond public relations issues. It has encountered legal challenges such as arrest of members in Singapore and a ban in China in 2020. I usually don't care about China, so Singapore is a bit more thing because Chinese, they're against religion or whatever beliefs. As long as it's communism, they don't care. But anything outside of communism, they want you down, down with the sickness. Furthermore, mainstream Christian groups in South Korea have established task forces to combat SCJ's influence, often labeling its teachings as academically shallow, and usually you'll find that, right? Any cults are very shallow. You can basically ask a few questions. So what are your belief systems? And you soon find out that there isn't much there at all. They've got, we're Christians. They're and what? What are your teachings? Right? Does it line up with the Bible? You find out that it doesn't, right? Because really, if you're a Christian, your only religious teaching should come from the Bible. That is your holy book, right? Furthermore, mainstream Christian groups, despite the extensive, they're saying shallow, labeling its teachings as academically shallow and its organizational atmosphere as cult-like. Basically, like I said, one leader who knows the only way to God, done in secret, and pretend, spiritual Israel, right? There's only one Israel. There's only one Jewish people, right? Despite the extensive opposition and controversy, Shincheonji continues to operate and maintaining its distinct interpretation of Christianity as global missionary activities. So yeah, you can check that out here, a bit more. And there's other, new movements as well. You can check out there if you want, just to be a bit more aware of these things. There we go. That is in the link there, newreligiousmovements.org. Now, let's go to videos. And that's number 2. What's number 1? Here we go. So this is a 2-part video carried out by our main news television station here in New Zealand called One News, and it's part 1. So allegations of control, coercion and deception surround Shincheonji. Indra Stewart investigates a church that many say is a cult. Okay, let me slim that down. So this is the secret sect infiltrating New Zealand and the South Pacific, part 1. Now I'm going to speed it up a bit to about 125. Just check how fast this goes. Best, otherwise it'd be like watching it for ages with the stop and start.
It's a really dangerous word. There is this particular cult that has become popular among South Pacific people. out to the Pacifica population. The best decision I've ever made.
Now, I think that's a bit too fast. I mean, maybe I have to do normal. So the reason why she's saying that is the goal of them to reach out to the South Pacific in particular, because South Pacific island communities are very religious. They're very family, very community. Church is like religion, like it's like very close knit with it. Like you can go to any other country, it's not so much, right? I go to church this Sunday, or when I feel like it, or on Christmas and Easter. However, in Fiji, the same, like I say, South Pacific, Fiji, where I'm from, you'll have in the same village, you'll have a Methodist church, you'll have a Anglican church, you'll have a Catholic church, or just a Christian in the same village. So it's like on a Sunday, you'll be there in that one, you'll be there in that one. I've actually been to huge Christian churches and Methodist churches or Anglican in Fiji, just because I thought, hey, I'll go hang out and find out what these people are about. I remember there's a village next to our home in Fiji. I got all dressed up, and went. I hung out and said, hey, it's Sunday. Are you guys going to church? Oh yeah. We come. And so I went along and this is pretty weird. But it was like a normal Fiji church. So they have their little speeches and stuff and do the whole thing. But so I kind of have an understanding of the Pacific Island community when it comes to religion, church, and that sort of behavior, right? Because it's very tied into the fabric of their being, right? Oh, why also it's so easy for them to be to tell them, oh, this is a Christian thing, and then they'll join it. It's very easy to have them join stuff that seems on the outside Christian, but in the eventuality you find out it's a cult, and it's like laid out the brickwork, it's a cult.
God is the way to God.
Yes.
Do you believe that?
Yes.
Why have you been comfortable to put other people forward for interviews and not yourself?
New Zealand, Victoria Park. So,
my name is Paulina. I'm 32 years of age. I am of Samoan descendant. When I first heard about Shincheonji, I thought it was a cult, but I had to check it out for myself.
The woman on the left is Ursula Bluish, known as Uda. She's a senior leader at Shincheonji.
We're going to get the dogs now.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Get it perfect.
And here with Panina is Shincheonji's public relations person, Alistair Carter.
Yeah, I was never able to get a biblical answer within my old church. And it wasn't until I studied with Shincheonji, and they were able to biblically.
This is the weirdest thing. It's like like I told you, right? Like the tenets of Christianity is the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Nobody can go into the Father except through me. Jesus said that. Like, how do you not understand that? Like, seriously, like if you are looking to Christianity, right? And your first thing is like, at first I thought it was a cult, so I had to go find out. It's like, well, if like the warning signal's there already, right? It's a cult, and so you ignored it, and now you think, okay. By the way, she's 34 years old. She's not a child. She's 34 years old. Remember that in your head, guys. And oh, by the way, I haven't watched this because like I said, I like to watch it with you guys. And so whatever impression you're getting is my first view, opinion of it.
So we were, but
we were not created to die. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna.
To be honest, it's hard to go into detail. Like you'd have to really come and learn.
Yeah, see, that's the thing that really cracks me up. Like I could answer you and tell you without being a Christian what the tenets of Christianity is, because I know, because I've read it, because I've been around people, like I just told you. Nobody can go into the Father except through Jesus. And read the Bible if you want to know more. You don't have to come along to any group. You don't have to go join anything. Read the Bible. He's like, oh, you got to come along with me, bro. You got to come join us. You know, I can't tell you what the mysteries of the Bible are or what our beliefs are, because then you'd like become very suspicious. Because that's how it works, right? You got to keep it in the dark. You got to, keep it, complicated. You got to keep it mysterious. It's very simple, right? Christianity is very, very simple, right? Judeo-Christianity religions are very simple, like the Bible, right? You can open it up and read it for yourself. This is a great thing. Like I kept, that's what I kept saying earlier. Just read the damn thing. If you want to know anything about it, read the damn thing. How to live? Well, it's in the letters from Paul, right, to the churches. It goes, Corinthians to the friggin' Romans, right? Each different church has that, gets a letter from him because they're facing different things. He goes, okay, guys, so there are among you guys that are talking about like having slaves. Like, wait, you still have slaves? Okay, so what? They don't have anywhere to go? Okay, well, treat them well. Pay them well, treat them well. Don't treat them like second-class citizens. Treat them well. Treat them like servants, not slaves. Right?
And see for yourself.
Who's part of the church now with you?
So it's my mom here, my uncle, my 3 brothers, and 3 sisters.
There are ex-members who have left and now claim that it's a cult.
Shincheonji, everything wouldn't think that it's nothing like what I've heard it was.
Wait. So, but what are the negative things people are saying? So they're saying it's cult. So why isn't it a cult? So they're saying that only 144,000, according to your cult, can get into heaven. So why do you have 300,000 people there? Why are you so secretive? Why is Lee Man-hee the only one who knows the way to God? That goes all in opposition to what the Bible teachings are.
Right? My only worry is...
Hold on, sorry. Let's go back there. She asked the question.
Are you worried?
all the negative things that people say, like what I've heard, it was. Are you ever?
What's the eye movements, right? Is it like, wait, hold on. I know people, you can't always count on like facial things, but like she keeps looking left. Oh, sorry, right. Let me just ask the question. What does it mean when someone keeps looking? Thought I spelled that wrong. Looking right when speaking. When answering, I should say, answering a question, because I think it's to do with yeah. See, here it goes. When you first meet people, do you know how to read their emotions and thoughts? There's an old saying that the eyes are the windows of the soul. Sound familiar? Well, we say it's not true. We say it's not wrong. Sorry, I should say. How did I get true there? We say it's not wrong, right? So we can learn a lot about people, observing people. Okay, so let me bring up this question thing I've got here. That you guys are watching. I'll try to read it along as well. How do I know when someone is lying? They look up to the right. And then the answers here are, yeah. They make less eye contact and have shifty eyes. Right? They look up to the right. It's 24%. They look up to the left. They make more eye contact, right? So what's this 4 things on this girl here? I mean, this lady. 4 things. So let's go back and watch her answer.
Shincheonji, well, all the negative things that
Yeah.
people say.
Sorry.
Auntie, my uncle, my 3 brothers and 3 sisters.
There are ex-members.
So this is a very, very important question. Right. Remember, she's a spokesman, PR person, and all that. And she's 34 years old. She's got her whole family into it, right? Right. And what are the benefits, really? I mean, apart from monetary, there's not any benefits in being part of a cult. I guess peace of mind, I guess, whatever. But really, it's all about order, right? You got to turn up, do something at this time. You got to be there at that time. You got to have this. So there's control over your movement, control over your schedule. You got to make sure that you are doing the work, right? And it's not done out of like, hey, I'm doing it because I like this thing. And usually it becomes I like this thing after you've been trained into liking that thing, right? And then also, sometimes you can do it out of having to. At first you have to do it out of having to, then it becomes you have to like it, but then it goes back to having to do it, right? And so, look, people are leaving going, this is a cult, this is like, I'm under control, right? Freedom of movement, right? You can't say such things. And so freedom of speech, right? These things are always what you got to really think about when it comes to cults. So one thing I was saying is like, just watch this in comparing to what, like, so the things are, right? How can you tell a person's lying? They look up to the right. They look up to the left. They make less eye contact and have shifty eyes. They make more eye contact, right? So these are things, right? It's kind of weird, but those are like, they all go into it. So you watch your eyes. When she's answering this very, very important question about ex members who have left, and they're saying it's a cult after being part of it.
You know, Shincheonji, well, all the negative things that people say about Shincheonji is like not true at all. It's nothing like what I've heard it was.
So she goes left, right, and then she goes right. She makes a point of looking her in the eyes, and that's what really kind of like was like, you know, it's like, oh, believe me, right? She's like, believe me, right? It's kind of, yeah. It's like, it's a really weird response.
Are you ever worried?
See, the person who's asking the question, right? The reporter, she's looking at her and going, "Are you ever worried?" She's not going, "Are you worried?" She's like, "Are you worried?" You know, directly to her. And then this is another thing, right? So you got members going out there going, you know, you guys are a cult.
My only worry is that a lot of people that I love don't really being here at Shincheonji, but it's not like a massive concern.
Wait, what was it?
I was
Think about it. It's not a mess of what?
It's not like a massive
It's
concern.
not like a massive problem, massive person. Because they cut straight into the friggin' screaming. It's like,
Me and my family being here at Shincheonji, but it's not like a massive concern.
yeah, I couldn't do. Yeah, I couldn't understand that. Sorry, guys. And plus, they don't have the friggin', you know, closed captions, subtitles on there.
I was highly controlled every day of my life. I had to report on my daily schedule.
Laura told you, movement of control, right? Freedom of movement. You ain't got none, man. How's that? Right? Freedom of speech, freedom of movement. What was the other one? Was it freedom of housing or something? Anyway, I'm gonna take a break here because we have been sitting down. Well, I've been sitting down for about 3-4 hours now. I'm gonna play some music and I'll be back. I gotta take a break. Now, where are we? There we go. So I'll grab some pretty cool. I do have a pretty cool song. Where is it? I had this really sweet Megadeth. Yeah, there it is. Unplugged. Sorry about the graininess of the video, but I'll turn it. I'm not sure how loud you guys have your sound turned up, so I'll try to have it just below full volume. That way, it's the sounds coming through is going to be the same sound all the way through the video. This is called A Secret Place Unplugged from 1998 in Boston. And that's like a 5 minute. So if you want to grab a coffee, if you want to grab a drink, if you want to take a wee break, as we say here in New Zealand, you can do that. And I will mute my mic and we'll be back before as the song finishes.
secret place. I'd like to go where no one is there. It is you can't get out. There's no coming back. Hear you shouting. My secret place. How I arrived, I can't explain. No, welcome to my to go on is there. Mother's don't show. Get inside. You can't get out. I hear them shout. Let me out, can do more than twist and shout. That's my soul without a trace. In disgrace. You try to find me, the scary face that's right behind me. I lost myself. I must confess, I can't explain. I got this mess. My hideaway, my secret place. How I arrived, I can't explain. Want to stay. But everyone just runs away. There's a secret place. There's a secret place I like to go. There's a secret place. Just runs away. My secret place.
So that was like actual unplugged version. I'm like the normal version sounds like this. Just before we move on to the next, back to our main theme. Thought I'll give you guys original. Oh, hold on. There was is this official music video? Okay. I've actually never seen this one. So yeah, I don't want to get the channel struck while we're in the middle of this, but I just because either how fast it was, compared to the acoustic version. I've actually never seen the video to that. I've listened to the song and everything, but I was like, while on break, I was just thinking like, the secret place, like it's almost in line with what we're talking about, like the secrecy of this freaking cult, right? So now, when we get back to this whole control, this lady he was talking about, like her, former member, she's talking about what they used to do and how, and like, remember, I was talking about like how, my friend they would turn up and wanted to take my friend away, so there was no movement, and I actually had another, years later, like a couple of decades later, I had the same situation with another cult, like this guy would I was with this chick. And then and then this guy turned up and knocked on the door and said, "Hey, we've come to pick you up." And she's like, "What?" I'd be like, "Yeah, we've come to pick you up to go to church." I was like, "What do you?" He's like, "Yeah, no, it's." I'm like, she's like, "We're in the middle of something, right?" And like, "No." I'm like, "Oh, okay, well, better leave then." Yeah, so it's kind of very controlling. That's how you know when something's a cult, is when they control your movement and what you can say about the group. Like you can see, like the way she keeps looking is like always, it's so suspicious. But anyway, let's go check it out.
It's not like a massive concern.
I was controlled every day of my life. I had to report on my daily schedule.
Laura is a former senior leader of Shincheonji. She joined.
So she's been with them since like what, 10 years? She was with them like 10 years ago, so 2015. So 10, 19 years, 9 years?
Like that is a really controlling environment. And so
and she's not just a normal member, like off the street member, she's a senior member, right? She's like what you would call in Christianity and maybe Catholicism, like a deacon, right? She's, like pretty high up.
Is why I was.
And they are encouraged to lie to family.
So this is Dr. Terry Paono. He's a Pacific theology lecturer at Otago University. So this is a dude who studies this stuff, right? So he says something that's very interesting. And listen to this, right?
There's a lot of deceitful practices, and they are encouraged to lie to families.
That's the secrecy and this lying, right? That's like, you in Christianity, you're not even allowed to lie, right? Because it's a sin. Lying is a sin. Like, it's a sin. That's why you taught as a child not to lie, to tell the truth, right? Because by lying, you could cause harm to come to somebody, or you could, there'll be false testimony, right? fraud. These guys are telling people to lie. So you could lie to the government. I mean, people do that, taxes and all that shit. But I'm talking about just to family. Sure, you don't want to tell everybody what's going on in your life, but to actually lie and say, no, I'm not part of the group. No, that's not what they're telling me. No.
And to friends, in order to maintain their connection with Shincheonji. Shincheonji is gradually increasing. They're gradually infiltrating.
I've received multiple invitations to join Shincheonji's Bible classes. I repeatedly declined, but it sparked my curiosity about Iman He gained more than 200,000 followers around the world.
What? Remember, I said 144,000 are only getting in. And he's got 200,000, right? And of course, the last count was 300,000, right? But this is all over the world. This is like Africa, right? So they have red, blue, green. Where I guess it's the ties I'm talking about. So I noticed because in New Zealand they're red, right? So what was it? The yellow. She was wearing green, blue, aqua. But earlier on, when they were we were looking at the other video, the guy they were in blue, and I was like, that's kind of strange. That in New Zealand they're red.
Gold. Including hundreds here in Aotearoa,
Shincheonji Church of Jesus,
in Fiji,
from
Samoa, and according to this Shincheonji map, the church operates in 9 other Pacific countries.
We are one.
My concern is, regardless of...
Oh, by the way, the other thing was 96? Dude's on his deathbed, on his way out, right? I mean, by the way, President Carter died the other day. R.I.P. man. He was a very amazing humanitarian, right? Building houses, a bit of humanity. Just got to remind him because I like doing that. Also, I talked yesterday about our the religion that's part of there's a religion that's part of the Plunge universe called the Church of the Temple of the Holy Hedron, right? So it's this is a religious thing that I have in the book, but not really part of anything major in the books. It's just there. It's like a background, right? It ties all of them together. So if you see, that's it there, and so it's there in the same world, right? So you know that this book is in the same world. When you read say if you read the Tortoise, you'll see in the background there'll be mentioning that they're helping with some Habitat for Humanity style charitable work, right? Or they're in the future, and then there's a medical unit that's studying such and such, all that sort of shit. But it sort of ties you into the same Plunge universe. I thought that was a good way to tie all our stories together. Because I write different genres in a comic book series, right? So, but this guy's 96, and basically, it's they're really infested the entire freaking Pacific.
How distorted the theology is. Sometimes we just don't have the capacity to discern that theological difference.
What's a parable that you look at differently now?
In Matthew 13, it's the woman with the yeast, that she mixes into flour.
Can you share what the...
Wait, what? Parable of the East? I'm trying to remember if I've ever heard that before. The parable of the East, Matthew 13. It's been a while, guys. All right, so so the New Living Testament says Jesus used this illustration: the kingdom of heaven is like the yeast a woman used in making bread. It's been a while. Even though she put only a little yeast in 3 measures of flour, it permeated every part of the dough. Okay, that's her favorite thing. I thought mine would be like go into no more. Oh no, hold on. My favorite one is do unto others as you want them to do to you. The golden rule. Like, because it means that if I treat people well, if I want to be treated well, I'll treat people well, right? Whatever I put out, it's that whole whatever you sow, you shall reap. It's the same thing, right?
It's the woman with the yeast, that she mixes into flour.
Can you share what the
Whoa. You brought it up as your favorite and you don't even know. Hey dude, come and talk to me about Christianity. Okay, so what's Christianity about? It's about Jesus and he's the only way to God. Tell me about Allah. Well, Allah is basically he was a barbarian who basically was a tribal leader who would butcher anybody who came in his way, who stood against him, and then he turned it into a religion and a religious belief. Hinduism, there's many gods in Hinduism. There's Bhagavad Gita, and there's almost like it's kind of like a pagan belief system, which is a lot of like the representation of their gods are like kind of like anthropomorphic, so there's animal and human hybrid kind of looking things. Pretty old thing. Yeah. But hey, what's your favorite thing? Oh well, I think go and sin no more, or do unto others what you want them to do to you, because that's a golden rule. That is the golden rule. That was what he said, right? Jesus said that's the golden rule, right? Teacher, the dude comes up to me and goes like, this rabbi, right? This learned person comes up to me and goes, teacher, how shall I get to heaven? He goes, well, go and sin no more. Oh no, I think there was like a, oh yeah, he was like, because there was a rich man. Yeah, so there was a rich man, but then there was like the rabbi goes, go and sin no more, right? So the rich man comes up and he goes, hey, yo, rabbi, what, that's what they call teachers, holy teachers, religious teachers, rabbi in Jewish, in Hebrew, and he goes, how do I become a good person? And he goes, well, go and sell all your stuff and then follow me. And the dude's like goes away all moping, goes, damn, I have so much stuff, I don't want to give all that up. And then he turns to the other guys, surely I tell you, dude, it's so hard for rich people to get into heaven. Right? But this chick, and that's just off the top of my head, dude. All that stuff just off the top of my head. I'm like, I haven't looked at a Bible, haven't been to church, or haven't been to a religious organization, listening, whatever you want to have it, for decades. But like she goes, oh, can you? This is like, look how much is like people are like find it very interesting because it's most viewed, right? Because she comes up with it. She goes, hey, right? The reporter, right, goes, hey, so what is your favorite one? Go, it's the parable of the East. Okay, what is the parable of the East? She goes, oh,
Sorry, can I just pause for a bit?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Maybe it's easy to Can I parable?
So this is a 34-year-old person who's I think the reason she's able to speak is she's a senior, right? And she wants time out in the middle of being questioned, and then her advisor, her PR person on the side tells her, oh, maybe it's better if you show them.
Yeah. And how our what seed represents.
Oh, yeah.
What I just read to you guys like what the parable of the yeast is, right? Let me show you what the parable of the yeast is. So this is John, and I'm sorry for reading, like you might not find Christianity thing interesting, but remember this is a cult basing its belief system on the Bible and trying to tell people that they are Christians. This is how like things become cultist, right? So Jesus also said in this illustrated, the kingdom of heaven is like a yeast, nothing to do with seed. A woman used in making bread, because even though she only put a little yeast in 3 measures of flour, it permeates through every part of the dough. So she's been like, well, if you have a person who's living a good life, that life, you know, my understanding from way back when, is that like living a good life, people will see that, and then more people would, you know, join that. There's no secrets to it. Like people see you doing good stuff, they'll want to join you. It's like if you're doing something nice in the community, people go, well, what do you think? Well, I thought it would be cool to do something because I saw a need and I'll provide for that need, right? But it gets so complicated here with these people, and you know, it's just kind of strange to like have to, you know, it's so shifty. It seems so shifty, and I'm only 6 minutes in, man. You know, and I'm sorry we're so far into the live stream, and I knew it was going to be a long one, but I think I might have to do a 2-part on this. Like, you know, where are we at? Like, yeah, like let's give it another 10 minutes, and then we'll finish up for the day, and I'll come back and we'll do a second. You know, we'll carry on with this later, because I think this is like a really weird thing that like to recognize cults. I've never really looked into cults for anybody else apart from myself, right? So now that we're, you know, looking into it together, I think it shouldn't be rushed into. Maybe I should have done it right from the start rather than, you know, spending 2 hours on the other videos that I thought was, you know, interesting. But yeah, next time we do this, we're going to go straight in. So apologies for that, guys. So yeah, another 9 minutes and we'll close off.
It's all right.
We can say that.
Did you see that? She's asking permission if she can say something about what she just said. She can say, she likes. Holy shit. If you're still thinking if this isn't a cult, that should like seal the deal. I keep looking over here because I'm thinking like I could hold up the Bible, like, and I could show you. Just read this damn thing. Everything's in here, but it's like it's the Rainbow Warrior book.
Yes, parable of sower. Tell me about the parable of the sower. What's the parable?
Yeah.
So in the Bible.
Yeah. No, I think I'm gonna get really nutcase here. It's one of those moments where I've got to go, well, I'm going to go deep here, so it's probably better we stop here before we go any further, because, and I apologize, because I think, like I said, I don't watch these videos beforehand because I really want to go in cold, right? So my reactions are real, and they're not like some, you know, secondary. You kind of like react like a monkey, right? But like, it's even that little moment, it's like so weird. Like, can I say that? We can say that, right? You sure? It's like weird, man. Like, it's so controlling. Like, as you know, like I like just say whatever I freaking want, right? And I also self-censor myself on here because there's things I just don't want to say online, and I recommend self-censoring, especially online, because it's here forever, right? Years to come, 100 years probably, if internet still exists, and we, and the world is still, not in dystopian society, and power is still around, and computers are still even updated. These things are still around. I hope this video's around, right? So you can see it. Dude was like, then, whatever. But I think I just find this whole. This is why I thought I'll do this video, because I've never done anything openly about cults, and I thought this was interesting because it's so controlling. Because I find the idea of like cults very antithesis, is it the word? Like against everything I believe in as a human being. Like I don't want my speech controlled. I don't want my movement controlled. I don't want my time controlled, my schedule controlled, right? If I feel like doing something, I'll do it. If I don't, I won't. I don't need anybody to tell me when to do it or how to do it unless I'm asking, right? And I'm giving them permission to tell me. So yeah, well, with that in mind, we'll do a second one, and I'll make sure that we just go straight in, right? We'll do a bit of a like intro and then go straight into those videos, because I didn't realize how. I mean, I thought this thing was strange, but I didn't realize how strange this thing is, right? Because it's worrisome to have someone who's just there talking, and then there's a minder. Like, can I see that? No? Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. Hope you have an awesome New Year's Eve. Whatever you do, be safe. Make sure if you're driving, you're not drunk. Please don't drink and drive. Don't even think that, it's okay if I get behind the wheel tipsy. I just only had 1 or 2 drinks, because a lot of people do that, and then they might not be, it only takes a second or less than a second to make a mistake, and cause somebody else to be in an accident if you're not in yourself, right? So be careful tonight, or tomorrow night if you're in the northern hemisphere. But if you're here in the southern hemisphere, this side of the equator, please be careful tonight, and whatever you do, have an awesome time. Enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you in the next one in the new year 2025. And like I said, if you guys want anything cool to read or whatever, you guys can go give us a bit of a support, show us what by checking out my comic book and other comic books, not just mine. Other comic books are completed and available for reading on our website here, risingsuncomics.com or risingsunpublishing.com. It's we do appreciate you guys checking us out, because hey, it's a whole bunch of us, independent creators who got our books out there, worked really hard on them, and there's something for everyone, right? You can pop out there and check it out. Sci-fi, comedy, color, full color, black and white, what have you. It's all there. So, as we finish here, thank you so much. And I want to play a song. I just realized I want to play a song on the way out, guys. This is a American anthem by Zakk Wylde. It came across my Facebook, and I thought, oops, almost chucked myself out there. Hold on. Here we go. So this is Zakk Wylde. I had a week 9. Wait, and this will be our outro for tonight. So, Happy New Year. Thank you for hanging out, and have an awesome. Come on. Where's the full? There's a full one. Okay, hold on. Zakk Wylde, of course, is now playing with like a Pantera tribute thing that's going on across the world. with Phil Osalmo. So hopefully, yeah, we'll catch you in the next one in the new year, guys. All right. Have an awesome New Year's.
That wild.